Video opens with a dizzying, psychedelic spiral of gold and magenta. A figure, styled like a pop art Grecian statue, is frozen mid-motion, trying to push a perfectly circular, shimmering wall. The music is a tense, minimalist electronic beat. Voiceover. Do you feel it? That grinding friction against your soul. The exhaustion of pushing, with all your might, against a world that refuses to budge. You have a goal, a glorious vision, but your every effort feels like running in sand. This is the spiritual exhaustion of the modern age. And it has a name. I call it the curse of the perfect circle. You believe the path to success is a straight line. A perfect, unwavering, logical progression. You believe in brute force. You believe in flawlessness. But that perfect circle you've drawn for yourself, it's not a path. It's a cage. Stay with me. Because in the next few minutes, I will offer you the key to that cage. We will shatter the curse of perfection by uncovering the sacred geometry for your life, a principle of infinite power drawn from the most bizarre and brilliant of fables. We are going to learn the philosophy of the spin. The beat drops. The title card appears in a flash of vibrant, Vogue-inspired art, the philosophy of the spin. Finding the golden ratio in your life. The music shifts to a more confident, stylish, and rhythmic track. Phase 2. The problem voiceover. You are a creature of magnificent ambition. You see the mountain you wish to climb, and you draw your map. A perfect map. You will wake at 6 a.m. You will meditate. You will write 1,000 words. You will conquer your tasks with the discipline of a stoic god. You draw a perfect circle of routine around your life, and for a day, maybe two, you feel invincible. But then, life, in its glorious and maddening chaos, intervenes. A friend calls with a crisis. You get a flat tire. You wake up one morning and the fire in your belly has been replaced by a cold, gray fog. The circle is broken. And what do you feel? It's not just disappointment, is it? It's a deep, shameful sense of personal failure. You didn't just miss a workout, you betrayed your own potential. You didn't just eat the cake, you proved you were weak, undisciplined, unworthy of the goal itself. And so, paralyzed by the sin of imperfection, you abandon the entire map. You tell yourself, I'll start again on Monday. But Monday becomes the next Monday, and the Monday after that. This is the hidden tax of the perfect circle. It's an all-or-nothing poison. The cost isn't just the single failed attempt. The real cost is the story you tell yourself afterward. With every broken circle, you etch a little deeper into your own psyche the belief that you are the kind of person who cannot follow through. You begin to fear the act of starting, because you have already convinced yourself of the inevitable, imperfect end. You are trying to win a race by building a flawless, beautiful, and perfectly stationary engine. You admire its symmetry, its logic, its perfection, but it has no ignition. It generates no momentum. You are trapped in the aesthetic of action, without ever experiencing the kinetic thrill of progress. Phase 3. Solution voiceover. But what if the path to infinite power was not a straight line, but a curve? What if true perfection was not found in a static circle, but in a dynamic, self-perpetuating spiral? To understand this, we must turn our gaze to a master, a man who understood the secret music of the universe and could manifest it in the palm of his hand. His name is Zeppeli. In the Grand Chronicle of Steel Ball Run, Gyro is the inheritor of a mystical martial art known simply as the spin. To the uninitiated, it looks like he's just spinning steel balls really well. But that is like saying a maestro is just hitting keys. No. The spin is a philosophy made manifest. It is the application of a universal constant to achieve a state of infinite rotation. An energy that does not diminish, but grows, feeding on itself, bending the very laws of reality. And the secret to this infinite power is not strength, not speed, not even willpower. The secret is form. The perfect form. The golden ratio. Let us dissect this sacred geometry. There are three core principles you must grasp. Principle 1. The sanctity of natural form. Visuals show a montage of natural spirals. A fiddlehead fern uncurling, the arms of a galaxy, the chambers of a seashell, the seed pattern in a sunflower. All are overlaid with the geometric lines of the golden rectangle. VOICEOVEOVER. Your perfect circle is an illusion. It's a man-made abstraction. It doesn't exist in the natural world. Nature does not grow in straight lines or perfect circles. It grows in spirals, in fractals, in elegant, imperfect curves. The spin teaches that true, sustainable power is achieved not by imposing your rigid, artificial will upon the world, but by aligning your actions with these pre-existing, natural patterns. Gyro uses the golden rectangle, a shape whose proportions are found everywhere from the Parthenon to the human hand, as his visual guide. By framing his target within this natural ratio, he harmonizes his intent with the fundamental structure of the universe itself. The universe wants to move this way. He's not fighting the current, he's riding it. Principle 2. The paradox of the perfect detour. Visually, we see a stylized archer. One archer aims directly at the bullseye and the arrow flies straight, but bounces off. A second archer, Gyro, aims slightly off-center. The arrow hits, and the target explodes in a spiral of golden energy. Voiceover. This is the lesson that shatters the mind of the perfectionist. To achieve the infinite rotation, Gyro teaches his student, you must not aim perfectly at your target. You must make a tiny, deliberate, almost imperceptible detour. A slight offset, a planned imperfection. Why? Because a direct, head-on impact is a terminal event. Energy is transferred, and it stops. Clang, the event is over. But a glancing blow, an action that strikes at a slight angle, that initiates rotation. It turns a dead stop into a dynamic spin. This detour is the spark. It's the small, imperfect action that breaks the static perfection of the circle and begins the elegant, unstoppable momentum of the spiral. It is the most counterintuitive and most vital step. Principle 3. The ecstasy of self-sustaining momentum. Voiceover. And here is the reward for your wisdom. A system built on brute force requires constant refueling. You must push, and push, and push again. It is utterly draining. The spin, once correctly initiated, does not. The perfect form, combined with the catalyst of the detour, creates a feedback loop. The rotation itself generates the energy to continue rotating. It is self-sustaining. Think of it. You are not pushing a boulder up a hill. You are using a lever to tip it over the edge. Your work is not in the brute force of the journey, but in the sublime, focused intelligence of the initial push. The initial action is precise, mindful, and difficult. But the result is a cascade of power far greater than the energy you invested. You are no longer the engine, you are the conductor of an orchestra of momentum. The analogy is this. Trying to achieve your goals with the perfect circle mindset is like trying to start a fire by screaming at a log. It's a static, frustrating, and foolish endeavor. The philosophy of the spin is like building a bow drill. You take a piece of wood, you wrap a string around it, a slight detour from its static state, and you begin a rhythmic, rotational motion. It's not about sheer power. It's about a specific, sustained, and elegant friction. That small, focused action, aligned with the principles of physics, builds and builds until it ignites a fire far beyond the scope of your initial effort. You are not creating the fire. You are creating the conditions for the fire to create itself. Phase 4. The application, the music becomes more instructional, a clear and focused beat. The visuals break down into 5 distinct, stylish icons, each representing a step. Voiceover. This is not mere poetry. This is a practical art. The Zeppeli family tradition can be your tradition. We will now forge your own golden spin. These are your 5 lessons. Take them to heart. Step 1. Identify your steel ball. Visual. A hand materializes out of light, holding a single, solid, chrome sphere. The sphere reflects the viewer's goal, a book, a diploma, a muscular physique. Voiceover. First, you must stop chasing clouds. A vague desire like, I want to be happy, or, I want to be successful, cannot be spun. It has no weight, no form. You must forge a steel ball. A steel ball is a tangible, specific, core objective. It is the single most important action that leads to your desired outcome. I want to be a writer, is a cloud. I will write 500 words every day. That is a steel ball. It is solid. You can hold it in your mind. You can launch it. I want to be fit is a cloud. I will walk for 30 minutes, 3 times a week. That is a steel ball. Before you can learn to spin, you must know exactly what you are throwing. Define it. Write it down. Make it real. Step 2. Find your golden rectangle. Voiceover. Now, you must find your frame. This is not about forcing a rigid, military-style schedule onto your life. That is the folly of the perfect circle. Instead, you must become a naturalist of your own soul. For 1 week, simply observe. When does your energy naturally peak? When is your mind sharpest? When do you feel most creative? Your golden rectangle is the frame of your natural rhythm. It is a structure built from the truth of who you are, not who you think you should be. If your peak creative time is from 10 p.m. to midnight, then that is your sacred space. Frame your steel ball action within that golden window. Do not fight your own nature, harmonize with it. Step 3. Engineer the perfect detour. Visual. A complex, perfect-looking machine is shown. A single, small gear is intentionally removed and placed beside it. With that gear gone, the machine begins to run smoothly and powerfully. Voiceover. This is the art of strategic imperfection. Look at your goal, your steel ball, and deliberately plan for a release valve. This is not weakness, it is supreme intelligence. It prevents the entire system from shattering under pressure. If your goal is a strict diet, your detour is the one planned, guilt-free, magnificent meal you have each week. It's not a failure, it's part of the design. If your goal is to write 500 words a day, your detour is the planned, input day, where you are only allowed to read, watch films, and gather inspiration. This isn't procrastination, it is a fallow period that makes the creative soil richer. Embrace the detour. Schedule your imperfection. By giving yourself permission to be human, you paradoxically create a system that is superhumanly resilient. Step 4. Practice the release. Voiceover. Gyro doesn't just throw the ball, the power is in the release. This is the moment of action, the letting go of all the planning and anxiety. You have your steel ball, your golden rectangle, your perfect detour. Now, you must act. The release is about ceasing to obsess over the final destination and focusing with absolute, Zen-like clarity on the first perfect motion. Don't think about the finished novel, focus on writing one perfect sentence. Don't think about the marathon, focus on the first perfect footstep out the door. Trust the geometry you have established. Your only job in this moment is to release the energy. To make the first turn of the spin. Do it cleanly, without hesitation. Launch the ball. Step 5. Observe the infinite rotation. Visual. A series of actions are shown, each one flowing into the next more easily and powerfully. The first push of a swing is difficult, but each subsequent push becomes easier, higher, and more thrilling. Voiceover. Once the spin is in motion, your role changes. You are no longer the initiator, you are the sustainer. Do not try to start from zero every day. That is the old way. Instead, observe the momentum you have already created. The 500 words you wrote yesterday make today's 500 words easier to write. The energy from Monday's walk carries you into Wednesday's. This is the infinite rotation taking hold. Your job now is to feel that momentum and make small, elegant adjustments to keep it spinning. Nurture it. Respect it. Realize that progress is not a series of isolated, brutal efforts. It is a single, continuous, and beautiful rotation that, once started, wants to keep going. ## Phase 5. The proof, visuals return to the world of Steel Ball Run. We see a young man in a wheelchair, his face a mask of cynicism and despair. Voiceover. You require proof? Look no further than the one who received this wisdom. Joestar. Johnny begins his journey as the living embodiment of the broken circle. A former horse racing prodigy, a hero who had it all, brought to nothing by his own arrogance. He is paralyzed from the waist down. He is static. His attempts to heal himself are born of desperate, direct, brute force. He pushes, he strains, he prays, he demands. And he remains broken. It is only when he abandons this direct assault on his fate and apprentices himself to Gyro's philosophy of the spin that he begins to change. He learns to stop pushing against the unmovable wall of his condition. He learns to find a natural form, to accept the detour, to release his will into a rotational force that works with the world, not against it. And the result? The spin, this philosophy of indirect action and natural alignment, not only allows him to walk again, it elevates him to a state of power beyond anything he could have imagined. He achieves the infinite rotation, and in doing so, transcends his own limitations. The proof is irrefutable. The path to overcoming his paralysis was not straight. It was a spiral. Voiceover. This is not mere fantasy. This principle is the secret engine behind some of the most successful systems in our own world. Consider the Japanese philosophy of Kaizen, most famously practiced by Toyota. Kaizen is the principle of continuous improvement. It rejects the idea of a single, massive, perfect overhaul. That would be the perfect circle, shutting down the whole factory for 6 months to implement a flawless new system, a plan which is incredibly risky and often fails catastrophically. Instead, Kaizen is the spin. It is the art of making one small, 1% improvement every single day. A tiny adjustment here, a slight change in process there. Each change is a detour from the old way. Each small improvement creates a tiny bit of momentum. Over time, this infinite rotation of small, positive changes compounds, creating a system of unparalleled efficiency and quality. They didn't build a perfect factory. They started a perfect spin. The logic is crystalline. Your willpower is a finite battery. A system that requires you to plug in and drain that battery to 100% every single day is, by its very nature, unsustainable. The spin is a different kind of machine. It's a dynamo. It uses an initial, intelligent burst of energy to create a momentum that then recharges the battery as it goes. It is the ultimate strategy for the marathon of life. You stop being the fuel and become the pilot. Phase 6. The call to action. The music swells to a grand, inspiring crescendo. The visuals become a celebratory montage of spiraling lights, dancing figures, and blossoming geometric patterns. Voiceover. The world has taught you to push, to grind, to force. It has sold you the lie of the straight line, the poison of the perfect circle. But the universe does not work that way. The universe dances and spirals. The philosophy of the spin is your invitation to join that dance. To trade brute force for elegant resonance. To stop fighting the current and become the current. The Zeppeli family passed down this sacred technique through generations, a secret whispered from one master to the next. So now, I ask you, what is a piece of unconventional wisdom you've received that, like the spin, seems strange at first but ultimately proved to be profoundly true? Share your family secret in the comments below. Let us build a library of forbidden knowledge. If you are tired of pushing against the wall, if you are ready to unlock the effortless momentum of the infinite rotation, then your journey has just begun. There is a place for you here, in our grand pageant of the soul. Subscribe to Golden Spirit, and let us, together, find the sublime beauty in the bizarre. And now that you understand how to generate this magnificent power, you must learn how to direct it. The next lesson is waiting. Our analysis of Lelouch v. Britannia and his philosophy of the mask will teach you how to wield the momentum you've just unlocked with devastating purpose and strategic genius. Click here to continue your transformation. The spin has just begun. Final shot. The pop art statue from the beginning is no longer pushing the wall. It stands relaxed, holding a single, spiraling steel ball of golden light. The wall has a perfect, spiral-shaped hole through it. The statue smiles.